We're in Dakar, Senegal, and Chanel has gathered no fewer than 850 guests, 550 of them African artists, activists and politicians. They're here for the grand reveal of the label's 2022-2023 Métiers d'Art collection. For the past 20 years, after an initiative launched by the late Karl Lagerfeld, Chanel has celebrated the unique savoir-faire of its master featherworkers, embroiders and milliners. This show marks the very first time a luxury fashion house has held a show in sub-Saharan Africa.
Thank you, Chanel.
Holding the Métiers d'Art in Dakar makes sense because there's a precise know-how here that's also linked to other types of savoir-faire. Virginie Viard understands that, and she brings those things together. It also gives all the Senegalese designers here a global perspective. Dakar is the cultural capital of West Africa, fashion, film. Chanel is sending out a strong message by having its first show here.
So, why Dakar? In 2022, the group reported a turnover of 14.5 billion euros, meaning it can afford to invest in seemingly unlikely new markets, in defiance of accusations of cultural appropriation or even neo-colonialism. Chanel financed the renovation of the former Dakar courthouse, the site of 3 days of festivities around the catwalk show, and is also involved in a program supporting farmers in Saint-Louis in the north and in Casamance in the south.
I've discovered amazing artists like Nix, Aubrey. He's amazing. When he started singing, I got goosebumps. There was this amazing energy. We were there in Dakar, and it was magical.
You can really feel that something special is happening. Seeing that the world is starting to notice us and exchange with us gives me immense satisfaction.
This is my first time in Dakar. I'm discovering its energy, its colors, its dancers, its rappers. There's a film festival that's taking place at the same time, and Chanel is also a partner of that event. There's a real excitement in the air at the moment. And Moly, he founded Dakar Court.
Chanel was really open and welcoming towards these young African designers. Our first president, Léopold Sédar Senghor, was a poet. The first African filmmakers were Senegalese. Senegal has always been a hotbed of culture.
The collection itself was deeply inspired by the 1970s, with creative director Virginie Viard reinterpreting the label's iconic codes, its tweeds, woven handbags, chains and pearls, a collection peppered with African references, but made entirely in France.
The creative process with Virginie Viard is very smooth.
She's passionate about the work of craftspeople. There's a creative dialogue with them. The dialogue has shifted to include Paris, Studio Cambon, industry savoir-faire, and also now Dakar. She overflows with new ideas. It often starts with nothing more than a simple drawing or sketch. We put our soul into it. She always likes asking for a lot of different things. She helps us to always push ourselves further.
Senegalese artisans were notable for their absence, but that's set to change when Chanel decamps its famous workshop to Dakar for several months to facilitate an exchange with local artists.
The collection was fascinating. I could have never in 100 years predicted what it was going to be. The work of color, the silhouette of the pants, the multiple coats, and the influence and the beading and the jewelry was so fascinating. It makes sense that Chanel is showing the show here and really showing respect. It's common to have destination fashion shows, of course, but to really have the community be a part of it, the dancers, the music, the performances, it's been magical, honestly.
So much that's happening. We're hearing this really beautiful, mesmerizing music. We're watching like these really beautiful models traipsing through. There's so many mixed emotions that have gone into that collection. Virginie has done a really good job at synthesizing all those things. And the colors that she chose and the materials that she chose, it's like beautiful. This is without a doubt Virginie's greatest work because you feel the energy of her influences, and I felt like it provided the greatest canvas for her to like paint her ideas and really fully express herself as a creator.
The Métiers d'Art collection is always a daydream. There's one look that I thought was absolutely sublime. A tweed suit with a beaded jacket. So elegant. It's magnificent because Chanel has worked on this show for 3 years. They met a lot of artists. It's cyclical. Everyone inspires everyone else. I was very moved. Every time Virginie Viard really manages to speak to all women. She cares about everyone and we all can recognize each other in what she does. For me, this is a very powerful collection. The last silhouette was a very ample black dress. It's a long dress with lots of movement. It plays with transparencies like in a dream. There was lots of emotion.
The real question now, the extent to which sub-Saharan Africa represents a new El Dorado for the world of luxury.